Welcome to the Tailgate Debate. You're here with Anthony, Zach, Jamie, and Earl.
All right, welcome back, fellas. What's going on? So we are here for the week 3 college picks, week 2 NFL picks. Before we get underway, I want to check in with Jamie. How you doing with the Notre Dame? Are you okay? Because you still seem depressed.
No, I'm good.
You're good?
Yeah, we're ready. Ready for Cal. We're gonna get Marcus Freeman's first win as the Notre Dame head coach.
Really? Because when I was talking to you earlier, you were shitting on the Tennessee fans, saying you motherfuckers act like you've arrived or something because you beat Pitt.
No, it wasn't Tennessee fans. It was you. Scott and Zach are acting completely normal. You fucking parade setup or something, celebrating like you won something.
Well, we won a game. We're 2-0. I mean, have you won a game?
We literally have not won a game.
Okay.
I'm just saying. Not that I know anything about winning games. I'm just saying. You might want to hold off on the fucking celebration.
They showed a stat during the Notre Dame game. I guess you couldn't see it because you were there. That no Notre Dame coach in history had lost their first 3 games as coach.
Yeah, my brother was telling me about that. So he's in rare company.
He's exclusive.
By rare you mean by himself, yeah.
He's all alone at the bottom.
Started from the bottom. Now I'm at the bottom. All right. Is that as bad as the weekend joke or what?
I'm so. Do you know who sings that song?
What?
The Started from the Bottom song?
Drake.
Good job.
Is it? Is it really?
Yeah.
Holy shit, I pulled that shit out of nowhere because I had no fucking idea. I don't even fucking like Drake. All right. All right, so let's get underway before we got to put Jamie back on suicide watch. So week 3 college football, we'll start there. Miami, Texas A&M. I got Miami. Before we get into it, we want to welcome back our guest, non-celebrity, average Joe, ordinary motherfucking guest, Anakin Skywalker, aka Scott.
Glad to be back.
Yeah, welcome back, head. All right, so let's go through the picks real quick. Say who you got. I got Miami. Scott, who you got?
A&M.
Zach.
Motherfucker, you're making bald jokes. We got 4 bald motherfuckers on here. A&M.
Hold on. Did you say 4?
Yeah, I'm counting you. You keep that hat on.
I didn't know if you were talking about Earl and Spirit. I got
Earl and Spirit. Right, we have 5.
Oh.
You're the youngest person I've ever seen with a fucking comb over.
We don't even allow our guests to have hair in this motherfucker.
Yeah, and it is true. I mean, we are all bald, so there's that. But Scott's got the biggest head by far. Right? That motherfucker looks like the moon.
Yeah. Definitely the pointiest. He's like a junior conehead.
It is definitely high tide around that household. All right. So Zach, you got A&M. Jamie, who you got?
I got Miami.
I don't know how you motherfuckers pick A&M after that fucking bullshit against App State, but you did it. We'll circle back to talk about the games we want to talk about. Let's go through the picks. Next is Florida State, Louisville. I got Louisville. Scott, who you got?
I actually got Florida State on this one.
Zach.
Florida State.
Jamie.
I took Florida State as well.
Let's just keep going in the same order so I don't have to say you dickheads' names. All right, next is Georgia, South Carolina. I got Georgia.
Georgia.
Be a dog.
All right. Purdue, Syracuse. I got the Boilermakers.
Purdue.
Bunch of doo-doos around here. California, Notre Dame. California. I got Cal.
I got Notre Dame for their first win.
I got Cal.
Go Irish.
Go Irish. Go Irish. Go somewhere. Ain't to the fucking end zone. All right. Next is BYU, Oregon. I got BYU.
Oregon.
Oregon.
BYU.
So we're split. All right, good. Next is Ole Miss, Georgia Tech. I got Ole Miss. We all got Ole Miss. Let's skip that.
Yep.
Next is Penn State, Auburn. I hate against the SEC. Auburn sucks. I'm going Penn State.
Auburn.
Penn State.
Yeah. I really hate to go against the SEC. Next is Akron, Tennessee. The fucking mighty Akron Zips come into town. I got Tennessee.
I think I have Tennessee in this one.
Tennessee.
Tennessee, even though I'm hoping for a repeat of week 2.
Say it, Jamie. Hey, Jamie, let me hear you say go Vols. One time.
I'm not saying that.
Let me hear you say it one time.
I won't do it.
Jamie, is it great to be a Tennessee Vol?
Nah, I wouldn't know.
You will next weekend. We hit the Florida, motherfucker.
No, it hasn't been.
Huh?
No, it hasn't been.
It's always great to be a Tennessee Vol, baby. That's the difference between us and other motherfuckers. All right, next and last on the list, SMU and Maryland. I got SMU.
SMU.
Maryland.
SMU.
SMU. I think SMU gets the upset big time. Is there anything you guys want to talk about these matchups? Anything intriguing? Anything interesting? I think this is a pretty ho-hum week in college football. What are you guys thinking? Any matchups you all want to talk about?
I think A&M bounces back after that fucking embarrassment, and Miami also struggled. I don't know if you got to watch that game or not. They did not look good. Their offensive line was getting dominated by who was it? Southern Miss. Yeah, their quarterback was getting hit almost every play. It was crazy. So I think it's gonna be an ugly game. I think A&M will come back from that shit they just did.
Okay. So you think App State is that good?
No. I think A&M looked over them and they suck.
You think A&M looked over App State after they put up 60?
Yeah. I mean, they're still App State and it's still A&M. They've been getting nothing but fucking praise in the media. Everybody's filleting them.
Everybody's what?
Filleting.
Them motherfuckers got filleted. Hello.
And you got fucking people like, on ESPN and shit picking A&M to go to the title. Like, they were getting all kinds of love. So I think they kind of bought into their own bullshit.
I just don't think Miami is as good as they're ranked. They were 15th. They went up to 13th. They're not as good as the ranking says. I'm watching them on Saturday. They have no offense. I know A&M doesn't, but it's at A&M. So I think Miami struggles.
Okay. App State played at A&M.
Yeah, they did.
Okay. Look, I can't pick an A&M team that just lost to App State. I know App State is giant killer and they sneak up on people, but not anymore. People know that App State's coming in. They know what they're trying to do. I like Miami in this game, even if they struggled. I can't have any faith in A&M at this point. So I actually picked against a few SEC teams this week, which is a bit unusual, but I'm trying to be fair on this podcast for all of our fans. Jamie, any rationale for Miami?
Just basically what A&M did last week against App State. Not that I think Miami's great or anything, but it's hard to pick. I can't pick a team if you lose to a team like App State, unless you're my team. Like, losing to Marshall is inexcusable, but I'm always going to pick Notre Dame. The game that I think would be a pretty good game, even though I don't really care about it, is Florida State and Louisville. And
Okay.
You taking Louisville was actually surprising to me.
Why?
I just don't think Louisville has looked very good. And I think Florida State is, not that they're good or anything. I'm not saying they're good, but they have some athletes and they have the dual threat quarterback. I don't
is Louisville?
Yeah, I know, but I don't know. I just don't see Florida State losing that game.
Louisville got beat by Syracuse, guys. Are we just ignoring that?
Got beat pretty bad too, right?
Yeah, they got blown out 31-7.
And then it was
Syracuse is a powerhouse.
Oh, because they're Orangemen.
Look, I have zero faith in Florida State. Can't do it. Can't win with them. Can't do it. I picked Louisville because I like the quarterback at Louisville. He is a dual threat guy. He makes a lot of plays. I think he's pretty athletic, and I think he's a pretty good passer of the football too. I like Louisville to get Florida State fits. I thought this was a coin toss, so I won't be surprised. I'm not going to be bummed if Florida State wins and be like, oh my god, I can't believe it. But I like Louisville to pull this game out. Florida State's playing at Louisville.
On a Friday too. That actually, looking at it now, it's going to be a lot closer. It's going to be a close game.
Yeah, I like Louisville in this game. I don't trust Florida State. I think LSU is bad, and I do think Syracuse has stepped up in the last couple of seasons. They're not a powerhouse. I was kidding, but they've stepped up in some games over the last couple of years to show that they can play a little bit. So I don't think Syracuse is a walk. They're a 500 team, but they're not a walk. And yeah, I don't think Louisville's all that good, but I don't think Florida State's all that good either. So, yeah, it's intriguing, but yeah, I mean, we're not split. I'm the only one that took Louisville. So you guys are fucking idiots, I guess. All right. So, okay, well, you guys are high on Syracuse and they're playing Purdue and all you motherfuckers pick Purdue. So how about that?
Because Purdue's better. I mean, that was an easy comeback. I don't know what you want me to tell you.
Nobody's high on Syracuse. That ever a thing?
I think the point was that Syracuse is bad and they still beat Louisville.
Right.
You picked Purdue.
I picked Purdue.
After calling the Orangemen a powerhouse.
They're not the Orangemen anymore. Now they're just the Orange.
That's way worse.
Yeah, I don't know why they switched it, actually. That is pretty fucking stupid. So anyway, yeah, we all got Purdue. Jamie, what are you thinking about this Notre Dame Cal game? Tell me why you're picking. I know besides the fact that you're a fan, tell me why you're optimistic about the Notre Dame Cal game. Because
I wouldn't say I'm optimistic. I'm concerned. I really don't know what's going to happen. I really don't know what we're going to run out there on offense. Yeah, there's definitely no optimism.
do you think now? Tell me this. Did you pick? I know you picked Notre Dame because you're a fan, but if you're not a Notre Dame fan, that's too hard to answer.
Yeah,
I can answer because I picked Notre Dame.
Tell me why you picked Notre Dame.
Well, you gotta look at one their opponent. Cal's coming it's at Notre Dame, so they got to come from the West Coast. It's an early game. I think it's probably 2:00 or something like that, or 1:00. Notre Dame has weird times anyway. I don't know why they get special treatment.
2:30.
But I know, but normal.
I don't like it either. It's weird.
Yeah, but anyway, the Cal's coming from the West Coast, and Cal just struggled against UNLV. They only put up 34 against UC Davis, whatever the hell that is.
But Notre Dame just lost against Marshall.
Yeah,
And we can't score. So I mean, if you can put up 7, you're in good shape.
I think your defense keeps it. The fact that they couldn't score against UNLV, I think your defense holds it. I'm not saying it's going to be a blowout. I think Notre Dame wins, though.
I'm expecting us to win. But I don't feel confident, and I really don't know what to expect.
Let me ask you this, Jamie. If Notre Dame drops this game against Cal,
Fire.
I don't know. I'm going to be straight up transparent. I don't know anything about Cal. I didn't even look at Cal's previous scores. I haven't seen them play. The only reason I picked them is because Notre Dame just lost against Marshall. That's the only reason I picked them. I'm like, I cannot take a Notre Dame team that hasn't beaten anybody under Freeman. And so with the offensive struggles, I'm just like, I'm not fucking, I don't care who the fuck rolls in there. I'm taking them against Notre Dame at this point. And so if Cal comes into the South Bend and beats Notre Dame, is Freeman done in your eyes, or are you still willing to give him the rest of the season?
I don't know. That'd be a good question for next week.
Yeah, but we could talk about it next week, but I'm asking you now.
I don't know, bitch. I'll
I
be.
I won't be too many more pitches. I'll tell you that. Zach, is Freeman done if they
Give
lose
me a
to Cal?
number.
I picked Cal because I haven't seen Notre Dame put together a single drive this season. So until they can establish one fucking drive, I mean, even against Ohio State, they scored because of a busted play. So,
Drive together.
huh?
I get what you're saying, but we put a drive together against Ohio State.
Yeah, for the field goal one, right?
No, we scored a touchdown. The
Hmm.
busted play was the field goal because
Oh, that's right. That's right.
yeah.
Yeah. Well, either way, until
Yeah.
they show that they can, yeah. I mean, putting up fucking 15 against Marshall, 10 against Ohio State. I can't pick them because they can't score, or at least they haven't shown that they can. But whatever trick plays they have in their fucking playbook better come out Saturday, because if they lose this game at home, I don't know how he's the coach at the end of the month. I really don't. I mean, he'd be starting 0-4 with 2 terrible losses.
Yeah. So Scott, I'll kick it. Nobody's answered the question yet. If Cal if Cal comes in from the West Coast, you pick Notre Dame to win.
Mhm.
If Cal comes in and beats Notre Dame in South Bend, and Cal, I think we would all agree, even though I haven't watched them, I know they're not that good. There's no hype. There's nothing going on with them. Is Freeman done, or does he get till the end of the season?
Like when you ask that question, is it from my perspective, or is it from the
Yes,
school's perspective?
From your perspective.
From me, that guy isn't going to the locker room after the game. He's going straight home. I'm giving him his pink slip and saying, "See you later." You can't start 0-3 when you were. I know he's a new coach, but you don't have a win yet, and the rest of your schedule doesn't get much easier. You're talking if they lose this week, you're lucky to get 500. They still got USC, Clemson, and I think BYU still left on the schedule.
Yeah.
I don't see them getting 500. And after all the preseason hype, how can you keep them? Yeah, if they lose this week, I don't see how you keep them. Or you have to make changes.
Well, the preseason hype isn't really his fault, but I mean, he took a team that finished number 5 last year, started number 5 this year. To start 0-3 is inexcusable, especially with the schedule they're playing. Like the Ohio State loss, everyone kind of, knew was coming, and it is what it is. But obviously, Marshall and Cal back to back. I mean, at that point, he's just a fucking loser. So,
Just a fucking loser.
He hasn't won anything.
And listen, if Cal rolls into South Bend, and Jamie, I'm being sincere. I think Notre Dame dumps him. Even if they let him finish the season, I think he's just a dead man walking at that point. I don't think the quickest teams I've seen to fire coaches are Florida and Notre Dame. I don't think Notre Dame has really fucked around with bad coaches other than Ty Willingham. They let him stay a little longer than he should have. But other than that, they've been pretty quick on the trigger, I think, with coaches that aren't getting it done. When Charlie Weiss fell off, Charlie Weiss had some good seasons, but when he fell off a little bit, they got rid of his ass too, right? They fired him, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we just finished paying him a couple years ago.
Yeah, and he had some success. So it's listen. This Cal game is a career ender for him. I think.
We're wearing green jerseys, so maybe we'll get the luck of the Irish to get a big win over Cal.
I mean, listen, if that's what you're hanging your hopes on, they should fire him today. So
Sarcastic, bitch.
I didn't really appreciate the sarcasm, so fuck you. All right, so BYU, Oregon. We've moved on from the Irish. BYU, Oregon. So Oregon got fucking. I know that they had a bounce back game. I think they beat somebody this past weekend. Nobody gives a fuck. But BYU beat Baylor. Baylor was a preseason pick amongst a lot of people to win the Big 12 or whatever the fuck they're calling themselves these days. And so BYU plays Oregon. Oregon got shellacked, right? We saw against Georgia. And so we are split on this one. A couple of us got BYU, a couple got Oregon. I want to hear from the Oregon guys. How the fuck are you all picking Oregon?
I don't think BYU is as good as they look. Is that
So-
people make them look? I mean,
Okay, but Oregon, 42-3. You think Georgia's that good?
I think we knew. I think I picked. I don't know who I picked in the first game of the season, but that we all knew Georgia was going to come out and win. Whether I think the spread was what I had concerns on, but they came out and put it together. That's why I said Georgia is the team to beat right now, and as far as my opinion for the rest of the season. So trying to hold that game against them is a little bit hard. But I'm not saying BYU won't compete because obviously they just went in and I think Baylor traveled to BYU, but either way they still beat a pretty good Baylor team. But I still think Oregon pulls it out.
Yeah, I'm expecting a bit of a hangover from that win last week, and I think Oregon, we'll see what they're made of. I mean, that game against Georgia was an embarrassment, but I think Georgia they're just loaded, and that they're a bad matchup for Oregon because they're way too physical. Well, they're a bad matchup for pretty much fucking everybody. I mean, they're just a good team, but yeah, I think Oregon's going to bounce back from that and show up. I think BYU is not going to put together back-to-back good games like they did with Baylor last week.
It's really interesting. It's bizarre. Oregon looks so fucking bad. I can't pick them to do anything. I can't pick them to do anything. I don't even know if they'll show up. Jamie, what do you think about this game? You got BYU. I know you want to bolster Notre Dame's resume, but it's a little late for that.
Well,
So
yeah,
why do you have BYU?
it's not even about that anymore. Is
Yeah, as
Bo Nix still the starter at Oregon?
far as I know.
That's a good question.
Got BYU.
It's a good argument, though. It's a really good argument.
Somebody look it up and see if Bo Nix is still the starter at Oregon. I don't know if he is or isn't. But look, Bo Nix is a fucking Oregon sucks. They fucking suck. They're back to pre-Chip Kelly.
Bo Nix had 5 TDs, so he's still the starter.
Yeah, so still Bo Nix.
I'm going BYU because of Bo Nix.
Scott and Zach, you guys are still good with Bo Nix and the Oregon Ducks coming into BYU?
Well, it's at Oregon, and I think if Oregon, it is at
Whatever.
Oregon, right? Yeah. Well, I'm just saying
it's at the House of Loud. Yeah.
Yeah, right. I think though, if Oregon gets out to an early lead, I think they blow it away. It's just how they're still the same way. They're still set up the same way. They score quick. They're not the same as the old Kelly days. They're not exactly the same as that, but I still think they score quick.
Yeah, it's kind of fucking crazy that if you guys are right and BYU does beat Oregon, they might be in the fucking playoff.
Yeah.
Because their schedule is dog shit.
BYU's in the Pac-12 now, right?
I believe so.
Yeah, so they got to go to USC. I'm pretty sure BYU's in the Pac-12.
That's why they're playing Oregon. That's what I understood, right? Yeah, they got BYU has a pretty difficult schedule. They've got maybe they're not in the Pac-12 in football.
They're not.
But
they're still, I guess they're still Mountain West or whatever.
In football, I think it's like weird that it's something about the sports. I thought they were joining the Pac-12.
They haven't yet.
But I was looking at BYU's schedule. If they were able to win out, of course they should be in the playoff. They've got Oregon.
Oh, they do play Arkansas.
Yeah, they got Oregon, Notre Dame, Arkansas, and Stanford got beat, so I wouldn't include them. But they still got Arkansas and Oregon left on their schedule. That's still a pretty decent resume.
I got no issue with that. Listen, if they go undefeated, I have no issue with them being in the playoff. They've absolutely scheduled, but they need to schedule to make it. So
yeah, I mean, if they end up undefeated with wins over Baylor, Oregon, Arkansas, and depending on what Notre Dame's done at that point, that might be we'll see. But
no. I don't think it's a we'll see. But listen, they put the schedule together. They can't help it that these teams,
I know.
Yeah, so I'm fine with that. Like, if they go undefeated, they deserve to be in the playoff. I got no issues with it. That's a real schedule.
Yeah.
And these dudes did everything they could to put together a comprehensive schedule to make a case to make it. So if they go undefeated, they deserve to be there. Absolutely.
Yeah, I mean, they put Cincinnati in the playoff last year. So I mean,
Yeah.
BYU definitely will be in the playoff if they go undefeated.
Yeah, and should be very deservingly. That's
Mm-hmm.
the schedule. If you're putting an SEC team in there, the Big 12 favorite, the Big 12, the fucking Notre Dame. I mean,
Mhm.
they're doing what they can in terms of scheduling. They can't help what the other teams do. I got no problem with it.
No, I don't either. It's just crazy because I never would have predicted that before the season.
Oh,
That is crazy. Just Scott, read the rest of their schedule. Read their whole schedule real quick.
So you got Oregon, Wyoming, Utah State, Notre Dame, Arkansas. These are all at home. They're at Liberty, back home to East Carolina. They're at Boise State, then whatever Dixie State is, and then they're away to Stanford to end the season.
Listen, if they win this game this weekend, I think they go undefeated. Arkansas is really only the last test.
It is, and they have Arkansas at home. That's going to be difficult for Arkansas with the meat of the SEC schedule, and then you got to travel out west.
Yeah.
That's a legit fucking issue for the playoff committee.
Mhm.
I mean, the playoff committee doesn't really care. They just do whatever the fuck they want to do. But that's a legit threat for them to make the playoff, I think, based on what they've already done.
Yeah, I mean, let's see what they do this weekend, I guess.
That's crazy. That is crazy. So they're definitely going to beat Oregon this weekend. If I had known that, I would have picked them twice, but I only picked them once. Ole Miss, Georgia Tech. What do you guys think of Georgia Tech against Clemson? You got any optimism that Georgia Tech can give Ole Miss some trouble?
That was a snoozer.
Really? I thought Georgia Tech looked okay.
I thought Clemson just looked bad more than Georgia Tech looked decent.
I think Clemson just started out slow, but the final was 41-10. So I think it was just waking up, and then the second half they cruised.
All right.
Yeah.
Sounds like all you guys think Georgia Tech is a complete bust. I mean, I think that game actually might be a little bit of a shootout. So we'll see. But we'll booth review that shit. So mark my fucking words. How much time are we in? I don't fucking know because I don't have a clock. So all right, Penn State, Auburn. Yeah, Auburn sucks. They're bad. They're fucking bad. I don't think Penn State's that good, but Auburn's bad. And then Maryland, SMU. So Maryland, I think, has been pretty shitty the first couple games. And it's interesting because, Zach, you're the only one that picked Maryland, and you're the biggest Maryland hater on this fucking group. So why did you pick Maryland?
I have them going 4-8 before the season. So to me, this is a must-win game for them because after this, it's all downhill. I mean, the Big Ten, they're just going to get their ass spanked. So I had them winning this one. I think Rutgers. So for me, this is their last hope at a win for a while.
But Rutgers isn't a win anymore.
Yeah,
Rutgers already beat Boston. They beat Boston College already.
Yeah, I mean, we'll see.
Boston College also lost to Virginia Tech. So Boston College sucks.
Yeah.
Yeah, but they don't suck as bad as Rutgers.
They might.
They can suck my balls. All right. Anything else for college football? You guys good there? Anything we want to talk about?
We forgot to talk about Nebraska. I don't even know if we want to talk about that.
Let's talk about Nebraska. How's Scott Frost doing? Oh, he's unemployed. That's right.
That shit's insane.
He made it past. My prediction was he'd be fired before Labor Day, so he made the over.
Yeah.
Who did they lose to?
Georgia Southern.
That who you guys lost to a few years back?
That was
No,
Florida.
he lost
Thank
to
you very
Georgia
much.
State.
Yes.
Uh,
Get it correct.
Yeah,
No, I wasn't talking shit. I was gonna say at least Nebraska fired their coach after it happened.
So you were talking shit.
Yeah.
Is Georgia State a worse loss than Marshall?
Yes.
Even I have to acknowledge that.
Yeah.
Really? Marshall these days?
Georgia State wasn't even a D1 school.
What do you
when we
mean
lost to them?
Marshall? What do you mean Marshall these days? They don't have any days. They always have sucked.
They
But
had
Georgia
Randy Moss.
They had Chad
Georgia
Pennington,
State
Randy
beat-
Moss.
Yeah.
These ain't the days of the Moss, baby.
The glory days of what 97 a year. They had one good year, and we're saying these days, Marshall fucking sucks.
They didn't suck last week, then.
They did. That's the funny thing because their fans were so pumped up and rightly so. But I'm just looking at them like, you guys fucking suck. Like, I know we suck, but you guys fucking suck. Like, I didn't want to shit on them and be that guy that's like bitter. And like, it was a lose-lose for me. But I'm looking at their fans like, okay.
That was their Super Bowl and they won it.
For sure. That's why I'm saying like they deserve it and they rightfully so. That was their moment. But I'm like, you'll find out. You guys aren't very good.
I'm like, more power to them. They can still be a fan even though they're that bad.
Who?
And then Marshall.
No, I'm not. No, you're misunderstanding what I'm saying. Like, I'm not saying that they shouldn't have been happy or that they shouldn't be fans of Marshall. They're Marshall fans. I'm just saying, I'm looking at them like, you guys still fucking suck. Like, just because you beat us doesn't mean shit. We fucking suck. You guys also suck, just a little bit less. I was mad. I probably
and the truth comes out.
I stand by it. Now I stand by it, but just in that moment, I was just like, you guys fucking like you're Marshall. They're like, we are, and I'm like, you guys suck.
That's some sour grape shit. That's your claim to fame at this point?
Claim the fame.
You suck less. You suck less. I mean, what the fuck? What kind of dumb shit is that?
Man, it's crazy how the tables have turned. Because like Notre Dame was doing their thing for so long, and Tennessee was just fucking terrible for so long. You guys get one fucking win over Pitt, and all y'all want to do is talk shit.
Nobody's even talking shit. You're just ranting.
It's a long season.
You were the one that brought it up, that started talking shit about their fans.
No, I don't like your guys' energy. It's very cocky just for a win over Pitt. Like, I get it. You guys got a big win for you guys at this point, but it's a long season. So, stay tuned and make sure you guys keep showing up to the podcast. I came back after we lost to Marshall, so.
Oh, how fucking bitter can you be, bitch? Nobody said anything about Tennessee Pitt.
Just your energy. You guys' energy. I don't like it.
You're so fucking stupid. But look, I want to ask you guys a question before we move on to the NFL. Do you remember that game of Tennessee Pitt last weekend? Jamie, you remember that game?
I didn't really watch it.
Oh yeah, we watched it. And the thing is, it's not about where we were. You're saying we sucked forever and how the tables have turned. The tables turned on us. We were the powerhouse in the 90s into the early 2000s. Then we fell off after the coaching transitions. So now we're trying to get back. You act like we've never been there. We're trying to get back there. Notre Dame has been off.
You're spinning what I said. You're spinning what I said. I never said spinning it. I've never said that you guys were never good.
You said how the tables have turned.
Right, because for so long, Notre Dame had been winning games and very competitive. And for that same amount of time, you guys have been fucking horrible. I didn't say anything about the 90s. I never said you guys were never good. It's back to this whole energy thing. You guys are like on a whole different fucking wavelength now that you guys beat Pitt. Pitt sucks. I got some news for you. Pitt's not a good team. You guys
Pitt sucks. Marshall sucks. Notre Dame just sucks a little bit more.
You guys were losing, right? Weren't you guys losing a game when Slovis was in? And Slovis was actually playing pretty well.
Except for he lost the game because we sacked him and took the ball from him, and we
were up when he went out.
Yeah,
I didn't watch the game.
He got sacked fumbled at halftime and got hurt, and we kicked a field goal to go up 7.
Yeah, I'm not shitting on your guys' win either. I would.
It sounds like you are though.
I would pump the brakes a little bit.
It just sounds like you want everyone else to sulk with you.
Yeah.
No, it's not.
So on our podcast, it's all audio, so there's no video. But just so everybody knows, Jamie's petting his dog like he's fucking Dr. Evil, while he shits on everybody's team because Notre Dame lost to fucking Marshall. Nobody's even talked shit to you about losing to Marshall.
That's also not true. That's also not true.
They look like Dr. Evil.
If you're gonna say some shit, Be accurate. Come on.
Your dog's ass is right by your face right now.
Earlier, it was fucking perfect. It was like right to the left of your head, and you had no idea there's an asshole just sitting right next to you.
I could smell it.
All right, NFL. Let's move on to the NFL. Are you good with that, bitch, or is that Tennessee bias?
Are we going to start with the Titans? 'Cause they lost to the Giants.
No, because they're Monday night.
And who called the Titans to not have a good season this year?
Okay, so first game, Chargers Chiefs. I got Chargers. Let's go. I'll go me, Zach, Jamie, Scott. I got Chargers.
Chiefs.
Chiefs.
Jeez.
Next game, Panthers, Giants. I got Panthers.
Giants.
Took the Panthers originally. I'm taking the Giants.
I was gonna say I'm going with the Giants after watching today's game. If
So
that's
your
allowed.
boat changing?
Yeah.
Okay. Next game, Colts, Jags. I got Colts.
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 Colts. Everybody.
Mhm.
Next game, Bucks, Saints. Everybody's got Bucks. Next game, Seahawks, Niners. Everybody's got Niners. Next game, Cardinals, Raiders. I got the Cardinals.
Raiders.
Raiders.
I got the Cardinals. I think they'll bounce back.
Okay. Next game, Bengals, Cowboys. I got the Bengals. After today, I don't even fucking know, but I got the Bengals.
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 Cowboys.
I think Scott's probably going to win that one. Next game, Pats, Steelers. I got the Patriots.
Pats.
Steelers.
I have the Patriots, but I still think the Steelers may end up winning that.
You want to change that shit too?
Yeah, I'm gonna change it to Steelers.
Jesus.
Well,
All right.
I made these before the games were final earlier.
All right. Next game, Jets, Browns. We all get the Browns. Next game, Dolphins, Ravens. We all got the Dolphins except Zach has the Ravens. Zach, any reason?
I just don't know if I buy into the Dolphins yet. I mean, they had a solid win today over the Pats, but we'll see.
Okay.
I wouldn't be surprised if they won. That's for sure.
All right. Next game, Lions and Commanders. Stupid fucking name. We all got the Lions. Jamie, you got the Commanders. Any reason?
Yeah, I think the Lions suck. I watch Hard Knocks. I wasn't. impressed.
That's it.
That's it.
All right. Next game, Falcons, Rams. I got the Rams.
Falcons.
Rams.
Rams.
Zach, you're the only one with the Falcons. Why the Falcons?
Because the Rams just got obliterated.
By the Bills.
Yeah, but they still got destroyed. They look terrible. And the Falcons actually should have won the game today. They had a 16-point lead in the fourth quarter. They blow.
All right. Next game, Texans, Broncos. We all got the Broncos. Bears, Packers. We all got the Packers. Vikings, Eagles. I got the Eagles.
Vikings.
Eagles.
Eagles.
Okay. So the only Vikings was
Me.
why?
I think it's a 50-50 game, so I just picked the Vikings.
I actually think that's a good pick. I think that's a good pick.
Mm-hmm.
Next game, Titans, Bills. I got the Titans.
Everybody else has the Bills.
Yeah, good luck with that.
All right, that's a wrap. Till next time. See ya.
So yeah.